got just 1 minute until I can spawn this one in.
Whew, boy, I've been drinking unsweetened iced tea, trying to stay away from soda, and it's just going right through me.
Yeah, that'll happen with tea.
Hey, know-it-all, if we do get a lot of people, and you want to start over, do you want to try doing Reforged Eden or no?
Oh, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't know. It might be something interesting and new.
We don't have to download the mod. You just have to run it.
Say that again, Frag?
We don't need the mod on our side if he's running the server, right?
I don't know how that works. It's pretty easy. You just go to stream and subscribe.
Right.
But the way you make stuff as far as food goes is totally different. The CPU limits are totally different because like steel blocks, concrete blocks, all those kind of blocks, they don't count towards CPU at all.
And the CPU is limitless as well. And in orbit, the patrols and the drones are a lot more aggressive.
So what you're saying is CPU is deactivated.
Basically, they rewrote it, and basically they say there's no limit to the extenders that you put on the ship, so you can keep adding more and more to it.
So are there still tiers, or is it just a big number that you have to match?
No, tier completely ruined. Not ruined, but completely removed because the developer or the person who made the mod doesn't see that it makes any sense that there should be a hard limit on CPUs on ships when you can just add, CPU to it and it will get, much capable to do certain things. So he took that cap off.
Which I agree with. You should be able to add more extenders to increase the limit. I think what they ought to have done, if they wanted to keep it as it is now, have it so that the tier 2 gives you a certain amount of CPU bonus. Then you add the tier 3s and they give you more CPU bonus per one that you add. And then you add the tier 4s and those add more per one that you add. And then once you get to that point, you can just keep adding, say they have a tier 5 that is, maybe a bigger device than just 1x2, but you can just add multiples of those, as many as you want. It's just they take up more and more power to run, the more CPUs, or something like that.
Essentially, I think that's kind of similar what they actually did in Reforge. It's just basically gave that every tier that you jump gives you that hard limit of how much you can extend onto it. Yeah. So it basically makes you very once you hit tier 4, you can pretty much add extenders to your eyes bleed. So
right. Well, the big thing is like almost all non-essential stuff, like plants that you decorate with and stuff like
blocks,
blocks and stuff like no CPU at all,
which makes more sense to me.
And the crew people that you can buy, they reduce your CPU probably by 1,000 points each.
Makes sense.
And I actually get that. I actually get the idea behind that. It actually that should be part of the core game, because essentially, if you have more crew onto a ship, things should be run more efficiently. So your CPU should lower with enough, crewmen. So they actually utilize that.
NPC crew, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
Also the AI for ground troops.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is been enhanced. They no longer just stand around. They'll hunt you down.
Yeah, they're very, very, very clever, and they're higher level as well. I think you start at level 1, but you have level 9s and 10s hanging around.
What I don't like is just that the arbitrary numbers they set for each tier. 200,000, 500,000, 1.5 million, and then it jumps to 10 million. What?
And then the thing is, it's different for bases and CVs and all that, which I understand. I agree that it should be different for the different types of things, but it doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense based on like Frank was saying, how much each increase gives.
Well, like
you
the
know.
first two barely give you any difference. Like between 1 and 2 is barely anything.
Especially for the CVs.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I've been playing it, and your mining vehicles that you have are compliant to start off on the get-go, but because there's only 2 drills, they don't mine as well as they do in this game.
Yeah, exactly. The drills are completely changed in Reforge. Like
Yeah.
it's not even viable having a hand tool anymore of drill. You have to get a proper SV or whatever, hovercraft to actually do it.
So like they brought back the old mechanical hand drill. So I guess that's only good for like surface rocks then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but surface rocks give you a lot more than normal.
No.
Like cutting down a big tree, instead of getting 6 or 7 logs, you get 15, 17 logs at a whack.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
about
to balance out, what they did was those little nodes that you hit on the ground actually yield a lot more resources, so that you don't basically get screwed over with the drill. So let's say you're into, so you hit the copper, you get like 9 or 10.
what about weight
Like,
and
okay,
volume?
that's cool.
I mean, will you get super heavy really quick?
Weight and values is exactly the same. You just turn it on and it's the same shit.
Yeah, that's why I downloaded the creative mode for that Reforged Eden, so I could make sure ships work in it, because there's a couple ships that I really like to use and they don't work because they're over CPU.
Didn't
And-
Reforged Eden was the first one to put turrets on SVs?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have different SVs, they have flamethrowers, they have different kinds of submachine guns. You can put a grenade launcher on your assault rifle,
Yeah.
silencers, suppressors, lights on your weapons,
Yep.
and I find it, when I first played it, was like I was starting all over, like I had never played before ever.
I was proper spoiled with it, so by default, every time I make a new game, I go straight to Reforged Eden. I can't go back to this.
Here you are.
I am, because hey, I'm here. it's a it's a team
Yeah.
effort thing. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I like playing the team, but yeah, I don't do vanilla Empyrion anymore. I play strictly Reforged because it's way more of a challenge. If you like having people just stand there so you can shoot you, or shoot them, these guys can climb stairs, use the elevators, open doors, come after you.
Yeah,
I wonder if they
they'll
could use the
flank
new
you.
ladders.
yeah, they can.
Really?
Yeah, they can. And also, when you shoot them, they drop weapons that you can use.
Yep,
Oh.
proper loot tables, because it makes sense.
mean-
Whatever he's
Yeah.
killing, it will drop.
You
Yeah.
mean do they actually drop on the ground, or do you have to loot the bodies to get it?
You can
Oh, yeah.
loot the bodies.
Yeah, loot the bodies, so you get maybe a magazine, and then whatever weapon they were using, like a plasma or something. But it's like a chance. It's not guaranteed, but there's a chance that it will drop or not. And sometimes they give you some food too.
I would not be opposed to playing on it. In general, with my games, I like playing in the vanilla game because I like seeing what the game developers intend for whatever. But right now, I'm at the point where I've done the storyline of what they've had so far. I've pretty much explored everything of what they've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at Reforged Eden would be, a
Fun?
a good, difference.
It's a game changer.
Something
It's an
new to
absolute
look
game
at.
changer. Trust me. And orbital fights are a real fight. You know how you had that little accident with Legacy that you got yourself blown off on the side of the thruster. That is
Yeah.
nowhere near what Legacy is in Reforged Eden. Your ship would have been absolutely shattered.
Oh, I believe it.
And they send squadrons after you. They're just that intelligent.
So, vanilla ships are compatible, right?
They are, but you should rework them so that you can make sure they are. So I recommend downloading the creative mode and trying out ships in there. Basically what it is you have to take out your CPUs and then re-add them to bump up the CPU number.
To upgrade the device to their device rather than the stock one.
Right, because everybody, it never gets higher than a tier 1. However, your CPUs, like I said, can go up above 2 million. And it makes a big difference when you don't have to account for the combat steel or, hardened steel blocks sucking up CPUs.
Yeah, because it makes no sense, really. Why would you have, metal blocks, mess around with your CPU power? It just makes no sense to me.
I never understood that. From the moment they implemented that, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So if the hull's bigger, you need a more complicated computer. Okay.
Oh, and the detector that you get in the beginning has completely been ousted and upgraded by the actual survival tool. So now you actually have an actual detector built into the survival rifle in the beginning, so you can actually detect right off the bat while you're just shooting stuff.
Which sort of makes sense because they're both free.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this is the black hole.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it looks just like from Inception.
I actually like it. Now, what we need to do is go right through it to see what the mysteries of the universe is.
Unfortunately, you can't do that because I fly straight towards it as long as you can, and you'll just stay in this sector, which is like right outside of the actual black hole.
Oh, I'm sad. I'm sad now. I really wanted to see the secret behind that.
Dark, the secret to it all is the number 42.
Funny story you say that, because that's exactly what the name of our group is with the guy that I play with. We call it 42. And if you don't know what the answer is, you probably asked the wrong question.
Yeah, it took 10 million years to get to number 42. What I want to do is I want to start a series myself and call it Lower Deck.
There's already
I'll jump in on that. I'll jump on that.
Just because it's, I'm more of a Trekkie nerd, but I do like Star Wars.
I'm a very much Trekkie nerd.
Serenity.
Yeah, I loved Firefly. Yeah. Star Trek is my first sci-fi, but I loved Firefly. It was amazing. I was sad when they canceled it, even though they canceled it before I first saw Firefly. So
me too. Yeah.
You guys remember Sliders? That was a good one.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, no, I mean, Reforged Eden, even though it has some bugs, it has a storyline that might know it all might like, because it's called The Progenitors, and they're above the legacy, but they're a dead race, and you go and try to find out what happened. And
yeah, they built an entire quest line around them as well.
Nice.
And yeah, they got all kinds of weird shit or weird stuff going on.
And the planets are generated. The planets are also generated differently as well.
And they got these things in outer space. I can't remember. Maybe Dark can help me out. They're numbered like 18 or something. They're like a puzzle box. When you open it up, you get a progenitor key. What are they called?
Oh my god, I don't know the top of my head, but basically, essentially what they do is they actually really use the logic system to its maximum. And basically you have data, like actual data satellites that you can find, randomly in space, and you can unlock it through a switch system. And if you solve the puzzle, you actually get whatever reward is at the end, or you can fail the puzzle and then either it explodes or you're locked out from the system completely. So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's big, giant puzzles, man. And you can see it's really cool because all the switches and the lights all connect with each other. So it almost looks like a big, giant CPU. You have to kind of just figure out how to actually turn it on. Yeah, it's really nice what they did.
And they actually have a Dyson sphere in the game. That's the home world.
Yep.
Really? So is that like you go to the sun and you can't see the sun, or because how would that work? Because a Dyson sphere is a giant sphere around a sun.
Yes.
It's like the suns now, except for they're not bright. It looks like a Death Star. You can't get to it, but it's there. They're working on it so that you can actually get to it. But
okay, so right now it's just a sun model. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a sun.
So it's just a big round
yeah.
metal thing.
I don't want to push anyone either way. I mean, I just like playing with a bunch of people. I don't really care what we do, but
So
if you want to try something, and the creatures, I know Know-It-All likes to put stuff on hard, but you might want to try medium because medium is hard enough.
That's what I'll probably do. Usually when I do something new, I'll put the stuff, put everything on medium and see how that is, and then adjust my difficulties up and down from there.
Yeah.
Downloading now.
I did the same thing Spanish did with the Rogue Planet. Oh my god, it's an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But I loved it because
Dark, that's the one I did in my playthrough, the very last one I did just before they upgraded to version 1.
yeah.
And you should watch the last video I did. It's 2 minutes long.
I don't know you even had videos. I don't think I have access to that channel.
What? It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think I know your channel at all.
It's in the link of my descriptions.
Oh, okay.
It's GRG3D everywhere.
Oh, okay. Maybe, I don't know. I have to probably double check, but I don't know. Let me see.
25 seconds.
The last video was me reacting to running into the Legacy for the very first time.
Damn it, I just fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this stuff. But yeah, DM. I mean, you got to at least try it once, man. Once you go Eden, man, that's it. I don't think you're gonna come back to it.
Yeah, you can try it on your own first, Know-It-All, and see what you think. I mean,
Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go.
I probably will. And then, I mean, if we get a group of people, what I'll probably end up doing is trying to finish the Titan as it is, and then make sure. I mean, I'm sure it's in compliance with Eden. I just upgrade the CPUs because right now it is a tier 4 CPU thing, but
you know those flaps. You know those flaps that you did for your bald eagle and stuff like that. Yeah, they're a lot more clever than that. They ignore any type of obstruction. They go straight for whatever the weakest point is.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're very, very intelligent. These guys were very clever putting them together, especially Combat in Space, man. Combat in Space is like, I'm scared. You just come out. I only come out with one ship just to do mine an asteroid field, and there's no one around, no one whatsoever. And I go just mine calmly. All of a sudden, a squadron of 3 or 4 of them just show up. I'm like, what the hell did these guys come from? And not like about 1 or 2 minutes later, you have like an entire capital ship after you. It's like, where the hell these guys come from?
Sounds like it would be a good idea to utilize my my mobile missile defense platform. It's a hover vessel that's just got missiles, missile launchers all around it.
Yeah.
And you can load it onto a capital vessel, take it to space, and then deploy it wherever you want. And as long as it's on, the missiles will fire at the targets and whatever. And that'll at least give you a little bit of defenses while waiting for something.
You have like base raids, right? Well, I'm not sure if GRG has experienced it yet, but when you're in a base, they not only do base raids, but they also do patrols on the planets. So you don't have to wait for a base raid. If they just happen to be flying by, they'll hit you. So you don't even know when they attack you.
I consider myself pretty good at combat if I have the right equipment, but I'm afraid to go in space in Project.
Oh yeah, I know what you're feeling. I know it's bad. It's painful.
The first time it happened to me, Dark, I went to go mine a Prometheum. Like you said, there was nobody around, and I was doing the one that has all the different resources on it. It's like a core remnant or planetary remnant.
Yeah, the planetary remnant.
And I accidentally busted a container, so I hopped out of my ship to get it. As soon as I hopped out of my ship, a plasma drone shot me, and I was dead. Just like that. Done.
And they will camp your spot too. They will not let you get close to your bag whatsoever.
Legacy do that.
I had a Xerax sniper standing right on my bag, and he wouldn't go away.
Yeah, they're very clever in this mod, man.
Yeah, it might be too hard though for know-it-all. He might not like it.
I would have to say.
The glove is down.
Nothing for me is ever too hard to make me not want to play it.
We're home.
But some things sometimes get too hard and make me rage quit. So
Okay, well, I will tell you this: your Titan, make sure it has a really good shield and lots of guns, because you will be attacked in every system you go to.
Right now, it's got a tier 2 shield generator, so that's the best you can do in normal. I don't know what you can do.
The Galaxy map is completely changed as well. It's a lot bigger, and the territories change.
And you can get a advanced warp drive that allows you to go 50 light years at a time.
Ooh. Do factions fight each other?
Say again?
Do factions fight each other?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The creatures fight each other, the animals fight each other, and when they get done with them, they come for you. They don't just stand around and wait. They actually come for you.
Basically, Reforged Eden is basically doing what Empyrion should be doing.
And you can cook the eggs into scrambled eggs. That was
That's cool.
It's like, how come Empyrion isn't doing that?
I don't know. That bothered me the whole time. I'm like, okay, so I have these eggs. Can I make scrambled eggs? Cook just fried eggs. No,
Well, they got the idea in Reforged Eden. You make scrambled eggs with eggs. The recipes are a lot more extensive in that game.
Now, here's the question. Here's a question. Can you, somehow get animals to lay eggs for you, or do you still just have to find them on the ground?
No, I find them.
No animal husbandry or anything like that going on.
There's also some rare occasions, if you can catch it, where you actually see Xerax fighting another faction on the ground. I'm like, what? Random spawn battle? How did this happen?
That's cool.
I want to see that.
It's like, you mean they're actually fighting each other? Elion, are you looking at this?
Yeah, I saw him shooting a golem once.
Find the hole.
And they go out in big teams. Like you have like a team of 5 or 6 Xerax just like marching across the map, and they just so happen to pass by your base, you're done, and it's not even considered attack. It just becomes an insta, hey, that's an enemy, let's go shoot it.
The one thing I should warn Know-It-All GM about is when you're in outer space and they come for you, they usually have like a carrier and a frigate or a battleship, and they all have shields most of the time.
That's cool.
It makes me want to bring out my gunship and to see how I can fare on that.
Make sure it's CPU compliant then, and then you can try it
It
out.
already is. Well, it is for vanilla, but
It's very fun. It really is. I mean, I love
The big thing they say, the creators say, is instead of having a bunch of small ones, have better ones, bigger ones, less of them to give you the thrust you want. Instead of having like 20 downward thrust, use 10 of the bigger ones, and that works out better for you.
And they got Titans too. If you go into the progenitors or whatever, they got Titans. Holy crap.
Okay, Frag, can you spot me?
sure. I know you have to go back just from looking at it. Hold on. Stupid. But I'm in the ship.
Oh, you finally gave up the side of your brackets because you couldn't do repairs properly.
On this one, yes, but on the other one that we spawned in, those sides are still there, but it's wider, so you can actually do repairs properly.
I'm sorry.
Have you come across that bug with repairs? Have you found this bug in the repairs? Because I've discovered it just recently, and I don't know if it's an existing bug, but when I go to repair sites and stations, right? What that happens is when you do a repair order and you buy it, it'll say, "Oh, your thing is blocked. We cannot repair it," but they still take your money anyway. It's like, what the hell?
What?
If you didn't fix it,
I've never tried it there. So
All right, back up.
it's terrible.
Back up and rotate to your right a little bit. There we go. All right.
We're at the home planet.
Yes, we are.
Sweet.
Keep going back.
But there's nobody. Did you guys already clear out the moon?
Yeah.
Except for the drone base.
I don't think we got the drone base on the. Actually, on the moon, I don't think we've
No.
gotten anything.
No,
well,
we
we got a couple of things.
Back up more. Okay, now go to the right a touch. A few touches. A little bit more. Okay. Okay, go left. A couple touches. Good. Forward a touch. Not too much. Back up at half of that. There. I think you're rotated a little bit wrong. So rotate to the left just a little bit. Yes. Okay, now move up. Just a tap. Good. I think you're good. I think you're perfect. Nope, too much. Down, 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 down. A little more. Good. Good, good. Right there. We're good.
Cool.
So we have stopped. Yes.
Yes.
We have stopped.
Flash systems are off. Picking
And
the
we
vegetable
should
tables.
be able. I'm going to test this now. I'm going to try to teleport from one space station, one of our shipyards, to the other through our teleport link.
I turned off the gravity on the Leviathan just because of the double gravity.
Teleporting to node 11.
Oh, good. So the gravity on the station covers the Leviathan completely.
Teleporting to node 10. It covers the Leviathan mostly.
That seems to be all. Well, I went up to the opposite side of the ship, so.
Teleporting to node 9.
Hey. Hey now. No guns.
Teleporting to node 8, which is next to the trade station.
That ammo comes out of your paycheck.
Let me see you dance.
Teleporting to node 7.
Did you take the epic pistol from my locker?
Node 6.
Missed.
Node 5.
No, still here.
When we get back, we're going to want to fill all of these with oxygen. Teleporting to node 4. Teleporting to node 3. Teleporting to node 2. Teleporting to node 1.
Where are you sticking that thing?
Teleporting to Legacy Station.
Do you want me to grab some O2 and start going through it and putting O2 in them?
Yeah, that would be useful. I am on Legacy Station, and
And you're under attack.
No, no. There's nothing in this sector to attack us. So it appears that our teleport chain works fine, at least going this direction, on my return trip. I teleported the wrong way. I went to node 1 and then back to Legacy Station. So when you're going from Elion to Legacy Station, it's always going to be the star on the, or the last one on the bottom. And when you're teleporting back to Elion, you want to go to the choice on the top of the teleport
starting
chain.
at 11 here, because that's the one that comes up first.
Yep, you'll start at 11 and go 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way through to Legacy Station. Uh-oh. The teleporter's not active.
I don't see how...
I'm on 10 right now.
I don't know
11.
how do you get to the teleport screen?
Just click on the teleporter.
I did, but it's showing me the Arvin small shipyard and the trade station.
You have to teleport from a base to get into the chain, otherwise you can't do it. The Leviathan is a capital vessel and can only teleport to the planet or moon in the sector that it's currently in, or stations in space there.
Yeah, I went from Leviathan to the space station that we're parked at, and then I started doing it. Right now I'm at 10. Nine. Too bad one of these doesn't have a black hole.
Yeah, but I don't think... Would the black hole actually power the solar panels?
I think it would. I mean, when you're on a planet, it works. I didn't bring oxygen with me. Okay, I'm going backwards now. So 11, I should be home.
I'm still trying to find the teleporter on the space station.
It's in the large bay.
Yeah, it's in the cargo bay up at the top of any of the elevators.
Hello. Who's here? No.
That would be me. All right, so sometimes when you teleport to a station, the sensor does not activate it, and you have to manually activate the teleporter. But other than that, it seems to work fine.
So I've got 35 oxygen on me right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. You want me to go the farthest or the shortest? Because I'm stupid. I don't know how.
There's only one way to go.
Yeah, once you select the bottom of the list, and then that will give you. You should see when you select the bottom of the list, and then select the system, and then the plan. It should have teleport node 11.
Ooh, I found epic loot in a red locker.
Hey. it's just my pistol.
It's not mine. They don't let me have that stuff.
we have recorded a good amount today. So once we get the station get all the stations oxygenated and get back to the station that the Leviathan's at, I think we ought to call it a day.
It's a day or a night. There's no day-night in space.
Yeah, when Broman comes back, you know, he'll be like, "Where are you guys?" We're like, "We're not at that station. You have to go through the teleporters to get to us."
Or he's probably going to suggest for us to go play Minecraft or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to the base on the other side and start putting oxygen in from there.
Who's in Broman's ship? I mean, I forgot his name. Yeah, Broman's ship. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be me.
Okay.
I do like the teleporter link, the chain. I'm glad it works. I can see every time GRG leaves a sector and enters a sector.
That's the perfect time to decide if you're going to disembark or not.
Right.
You don't want the Krell to be mad at you, do you?
So do you want to spawn another Leviathan or a higher tier Leviathan at the Legacy one?
Well, right now, our Leviathan's the highest it is
I thought
right
maybe
now.
a different one.
No, this Leviathan is the high tier, the Mark II or tier, whatever, combat-based Leviathan. I may end up wanting to set up at the other, like set up certain, use the other space station, like park the Leviathan not in the dock, but off to the side like we did with the other capital vessel, and then start spawning in capital vessels with small vessels that are made specifically for combat against the Legacy. Like, you know, spawning in maybe a small carrier that will carry small vessels to the Legacy, you know, worlds, and then use the small vessels to take out the whatever. I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the moon.
I mean, can you imagine us all in mechs like the Paladin or the Goliath, you know, flying around Legacy territory, fighting against the Legacy ships in those?
I wouldn't recommend it in Reforged Eden, though.
Oh, no, of course not.
Oh, I got 5 already. Huh.
Those guys will probably pop you like a potato chip bag.
One shot, shields down. Second shot, hull's gone.
Third
Basically,
shot,
that's not even an exaggeration, too.
so when I go to the moon, does it tell you that I left the playfield and went to the moon?
Yes,
It does?
It should, yeah.
Yeah, we know everything. We see it all.
Well, I mean, I am know-it-all DM, so, you know. Yeah, the one place that the gravity from the station does not get to the Leviathan is in the back of the mess hall, like the last 3 squares in the mess hall.
Where I like to stand and look out the window. Okay,
Do you want me to turn the oxygen on these?
Yes, please. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode and stuff for me. I'm just standing around waiting for y'all to get back and whatever. I'll leave the server running for a bit so that you guys can finish what you're working on, and then I'll come back in like 30 minutes or so and shut it down. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope everybody enjoyed these episodes. If you did, hit the like button for us. And if you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival, go ahead and subscribe to Know It All DM, Fragalot, GRG3D, and Dark. Do you have a channel?
He does.
I do, but I never use it.
Okay,
well, you can check him out if you want. He may or may not be using it at any given
Links
time.
in the description.
Links are in the description down below. As always, I'm Know-It-All DM.
I'm Fragalot.
I'm Dark.
And I'm GRG3D.
And y'all have a good day now.